Wow, this new invention sure is great. I can't wait to release it to the world. Well, what do we have here? A competitor. No, I'm not sure if he's actually done anything wrong, but just to be on the safe side, I think I'm going to sue him for breaching my patent. Oi! You! I've got a cease and desist letter with your name on it. Cut that out! Not so fast. You didn't see what I was writing about. Oh no! Hi there. You're probably wondering, why would a patent owner be afraid of Section 128 of the Patents Act? Well, it's because this section allows people, or companies, that feel like they've been threatened with a lawsuit for patent infringement that doesn't have any real basis, to take legal action. The law is particularly focused on people who try and restrict their competitors by making baseless claims against them. In other words, it looks like the patent owner's in a bit of trouble. So first things first, we'll want to know what a patent is and what an infringement might be. In simple terms, a patent is essentially a legal right granted for a device, substance, method, or process that is new, inventive, or useful. This right is legally enforceable. So basically, if someone uses your new invention without your permission, or in legal terms, infringes your patent, you can sue them. So when will the law say that threatening to sue someone is unjustified? To understand this, we'll want to know about three things. 1. When the threat has been made. 2. When it is unjustified. And 3. What the consequences are for making one of these unjustified threats. Now, obviously not every unjustified threat is going to be as blatant as what we saw before. Oi! You! I've got a cease and desist letter with your name on it. Cut that out! So where do we draw the line? Basically, it all boils down to the circumstances of the communications. This gets considered objectively by the court, and basically boils down to what a reasonable layperson would decide. Would the language that got used in the communication make you think that they intended to take legal action against you? In the case of Infosecure Proprietary Limited versus Crocker, this involved a company sending email to their customers, saying that they had taken an alleged infringement to court, and that they were considering taking action against any of their customers if the court held that the patent had indeed been infringed. On the other hand, the Patents Act states explicitly in Section 130A that simply notifying someone that a patent exists is completely acceptable, and will not constitute a threat. So now that we know when a threat has been made, when will the law say that it is unjustified? As the name suggests, it basically boils down to situations in which the patent owner cannot make out a case of infringement of their intellectual property. Conversely, if the patent owner can show that their rights were infringed, then the threats are of course justified. For example, in the case of Australian Keg Company versus Bowder, Bowder was found to have breached a patent. As a result, their application for a finding of an unjustifiable threat immediately failed. So if these two things are fulfilled, and an unjustified threat has been made, what's the court actually going to grant you? Well, there are several reliefs that the court are able to impose. Firstly, they can make an official declaration saying that the threats are unjustifiable or groundless. They can also grant an injunction against the intellectual property owner, which is an order from the court directing them to refrain from any further threats. Finally, the court can award damages for the loss suffered as a result of the threat. This can, however, be quite hard to show. There must be a connection between the threat and the loss that was suffered. So there you have it, the unjustified threats provision of the Patents Act. Now you know when a threat is made, when the threat will be unjustified, and what relief the court might grant in these circumstances. Hopefully this has helped you out.